Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today we are going to be unboxing, setting up, and doing a demo of Spirit Halloween's Dr. Illume. Okay, so this guy is super exciting. I'm very excited to open this guy because this is a more random release. Just like last year how they released a Cadaver after Halloween, this is one of those. So very cool to see. I really like that they're doing that. I hope they do that every year where there's just a more random one so we just have hype around the year instead of only leading up to Halloween. But this guy is super cool. We only have a few scientists in Spirit's history, so this is really cool to see. This guy and Mad Scientist are definitely two of my favorites. This guy is super cool. His whole concept going from the beaker to the mouth to the stomach is so cool and very unique. It's really, really a cool prop. So it's also very disturbing, very creepy, and will definitely fit a really cool section I have in mind for my haunt. So yeah, let's get right into the unboxing. Here we go. Alright, let's start. So, I have not taken anything out yet, so this is going to be super exciting to see. Alright, so we have a lot of stuff going on here. Let's tilt this over so you guys can see that. Look at that. We actually have a lot going on here. He's not too tall. It says 5'6", so we actually have a lot of parts for his size. Here's his chest piece, along with the shoulders. This is just painted plastic, as you can see, but that looks pretty good. Has the details with the veins popping out. We have the clothing, which actually looks like a lab coat type style of clothing, which is cool because it has that kind of just texture of a lab coat, which it is supposed to be a lab coat. So that is actually a pretty cool detail. We'll see when we take out the bag how it feels. And then something I noticed here, which is kind of cool, is the arm with the beaker. That looks awesome. So the beaker actually, yeah, that looks better than I thought in person. But there it is. It's got some really cool details on the hand there. Looks pretty realistic. The only thing I wish they did was make this top kind of more like Mad Scientist where it's clear. But other than that, this actually looks really good. So yeah, happy with that right there. I do see the head here. Let's try to take out the head. Let's see. There it is. This is a pretty good sized head. This looks really, really creepy. It's very realistic too. Oh, his hair is nice too. It's more of a gray than a black than I thought. But there it is. It does have a little chipping of paint on the nose, but it's really not noticeable, especially in the dark. Wow, this thing is great. I don't know how the mouth lights up, actually. It must just shine through the mouth, because there's no LED here that I see. That's really weird. Same with the eyes, so I guess it just shines through. I did not expect that at all. That's really cool. Yeah, I see that in here. That's a really cool touch. I like that a lot. Actually shining through him instead of having little LEDs popping out. But yeah, you can see his veins, stuff like that. Looks really creepy. But I'm excited to see that now. I thought it would just be like LEDs, so that's pretty cool to see. Here we have the expanding, I'm guessing these are for the legs here. Yeah, because these are for the arms right here. So these are the expanding straws for the legs. I love these things. I think they work a lot better than foam. Here is the other one right here, which is actually kind of stuck. There we go. These are the two arms, it looks like, also with expanding pieces. Put those aside. Here's the other hand. This looks so realistic. The only thing is you can see the seam a lot on these. Other than that, it looks really good. I really like the veins. It almost looks wet in some areas. Looks really creepy, actually. I definitely like these hands a lot. And they're big, too. They're actually pretty big hands, so we'll see. His size so far does not look like he would be that short, but we'll see. Then we have the shoes, which I noticed in the stock photos. They look really good. These are pretty awesome shoes. Look pretty realistic there. You can also kind of see his skin, so looks pretty real. There we go. Looks good. We have a lot of poles in here. Take some of these out. These are two of the leg poles. And then we also have the adapter box right here, along with another straw here, starting to expand. Wow, this one's expanding fully. Does not want to come out here. It's very stuck in there. There we go. We will expand that fully later. But there's another leg. And then our final parts are right here, the mech and the base. So the mech, he has a spring for the head, It did actually look kind of like there was a motor in the head in the stock photos, but no, just a spring. There it is. One of his wires was stuck, but there we go. Looks pretty good. Looks like a pretty good mech right there. There it is. Looks pretty traditional. And then we have 2 more pulls right here. We have full color instructions with some really cool printing. This actually looks really good compared to most of mine. But yeah, full color instructions. They feel kind of thick too, so you might have a bit of a longer setup. Here's the base, pretty large base. Could notice that in the stock photos on the website as well. And then our last piece is a hip loop. So there we go, full unboxing done. Let's get to the setup. Here we go. All right, let's begin our setup. So starting with our poles here, and actually one thing we may want to do is attach our shoes first. I don't think these matter. No, they look the exact same, so it doesn't really matter which pole they go on. There's 1, and there's 2. Now let's start with our poles here. So this one is going to go in front like that. There we go. This is the right side. They have numbers on the instructions, but on the poles they say right and left. I think right and left does help, but it would be nice to have numbers. But there we go. Looks good. Then we have our left leg over here. Looks good. There we go. And this gives him a really cool stance. I'm going to turn it to the side in a second so you guys can see this. Look at that. Looks pretty cool. Once the shoes are like that, yeah, that'll be pretty cool. He has a very wide stance. I think that's kind of what takes away from some of his height. But that looks pretty good. So now we have our leg pieces. So let's take these. These do not look like they matter which leg they go on. So we can just slide one on here. And as you can tell, it has these little fittings for the prongs. And then you just slide that all the way down. There we go. That's one done. This one is more already expanded from the box, so don't have to do much here. Yeah, that's already pretty good right there. That just gives him some nice forming, makes it more realistic. There we go. Now let's take our pants out of the bag and let's see this. So I definitely want to feel this fabric because it looks pretty cool. Yeah, this is totally like a lab coat. This is really good, and wow, they did a lot of detail on this. This is really cool. I'm not talking about these dots. I think the dots do look a bit weird with the printing, but they have actual buttons. So he has an actual button-up suit. I think that's really cool. The actual lab coat is really good. I think doing some of your own detailing on it would be kind of cool. But it's really nice quality, and I definitely like that they have buttons and stuff like that. I think that is something that we don't see enough. That's pretty cool. Here are the pants. We're going to do this, and then we are going to move up the camera. But yeah, here are the pant legs. Let's see. Looks pretty good. He does have details on the front, not so much on the back. So we definitely know which side it goes front, right here. Let's slide these over. Maybe a bit hard to slide over. No, not too bad because of this stuff that we just put on for the forming. But yeah, not too bad. Does not have elastic bands on the bottom, so that does help. Usually it's just clown props that have those, but there we go. That looks really good. Looks cool. I do like the baggy look, although I think they are going to kind of be brought up a bit by the hip loop, but we will see in a sec. Let's move the camera up and continue our setup. Here we go. All right, let's attach our mech piece. So this is our next piece right here. This goes right on top, and this is what adds a lot of his height. But yeah, he is kind of a smaller prop, and that is mostly because of the stance he's in. It is definitely a pretty wide stance, definitely taken away from some of his height, but I think that's worth it. I think his stance is really, really cool compared to most props. No, I don't know if this is supposed to come up, but it doesn't look like it is. It doesn't look like it would come all the way up, but it doesn't look like it would be all the way down, so let's see what we do here. We do need another hip loop. See, it does look like we're supposed to put this on now, so this is probably what the pants are supposed to attach to here. Right there. Yeah, that looks good. This is definitely what we were missing here. There we go. Now the pants will work much better here. So we can just take these around here. We also have this wire that is going right here. This looks like an IR sensor wire, so that will go to the sensor later. And he actually has Velcros that go around this hip loop. That is awesome. He does not have much. He does have some elasticity to the top here, so it kind of forms itself around it. It's not great though, which is definitely a good reason to add Velcro. which I have not really seen before. So I definitely like that. I think Mr. Howl is my only prop by this company, so I really haven't seen that before, and I don't even know if Mr. Howl had that. I definitely like that, though, so the pants won't fall down. I have a few where they do constantly, so that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks really cool. All right, there we go. Our next step here is adding the chest piece. Here it is, chest piece right here. We will add this right on top. Looks good. There we go. You can tell his height now. Yeah, it's not too bad. Looks pretty cool. Now we have the lab coat itself, which does have Velcros down the seam of the middle, but then he does have the buttons at the top. It also has a nice spirit tag right here. Pretty cool. This could totally be used as a costume too. Yeah, if you don't want to use it on the prop, but looks pretty cool. There we go. All right, so I think we should probably wait to actually Velcro this up for a bit because we are adding arms and stuff. So next, let's add the head because there's really nothing else going on up there. So I think we can definitely add this. He may be a bit tall for the camera, but I think you should be able to see most of him. Let's see where this piece is down here. Let's probably go around front because it does have the Velcros over here. Because of the chest piece, it's a bit hard to access, but there we go. He's kind of in a back position right now, but that looks pretty good. We will also take this blue part and kind of put it around his neck as well, just to kind of hide that seam. But yeah, that's going to look really creepy. He's really cool. He is a bit smaller, but not bad. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. So next, let's add our arms here. This one goes on this side, you can tell. These are extremely small arms. Look at that. Super tiny, but at the end, it does look good. This one is the one that is more in. The other one is a bit bigger, still not that big, but that one is the one that's out, just kind of not looming over people since he is kind of a smaller prop, but just kind of out there. There we go. Slide this up. This is why we kept the chest unbuttoned, so we can just go through the middle. And then also we will expand this straw piece right here. So we will just slide this clothing up so we can reach it, and then take this piece and slide it all the way over like that. And now it is a more beefed out arm. Looks more realistic. There we go. Okay, so now we have our other arm to attach. As you can see, this one's a bit bigger, but still not too big, but I guess it makes sense. Looks pretty good. Definitely looks good on the packaging. I didn't notice, actually, does this have a spring? Let's see. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have a spring, but I have noticed in the videos that this arm over here, because it must just, I guess, bend a bit, because it does move a lot. There is no motor to it. There is no spring, but it does move, so that's pretty cool. I definitely like that, just kind of some added motion, just shaking around. Looks pretty cool. And then we can just slide this up, do the same thing, expand this straw down, and bring the clothing back down. There we go. Now we can Velcro this up. We will also take cords like this, feed them down. There we go. One here. I can see where the sensor is going to go right here, and then this bottom bit just hangs open. Looks really cool so far. Our final pieces here are the hands. So right here we have the hand with the beaker. This kind of goes up a bit like he was just drinking out of it. Super cool. We can Velcro this right here. Looks good. And then our final piece right here. Then we have Dr. Illume set up. He is super cool. Is our hand right there. There it is. Dr. Illume, that completes our setup. I will fix up the clothing and stuff off camera and also do the wiring. But there he is. He is super creepy. That is awesome. He is definitely going to be a very cool addition. There he is. Let's go to the demo. Here we go. All right, before we do the demo, I do want to get a little up-close view since there's not much on this guy just yet. He is so cool. I love his details. He's really creepy. I've not watched him on yet, so we will be looking at that for the demo first time. But he is just so cool. He has some great details. Love the hands, love the head. I do love his overall concept. I really like that you can see the chest. Definitely makes it more realistic. Only thing is this neck area kind of looks a bit weird, but in the dark, I'm guessing you won't see that. But yeah, overall, he looks really cool. Let's go to the demo. Here we go. All right, let's do his demo. Here we go. I have him on sensor mode, so we'll let him just take a sec here, and then let's censor him. Super creepy. We'll do one more. I do also want to get one here in the dark, so let's trigger him. Alright, so there he is, Dr. Illume. I definitely recommend this guy. $220 is really cool for a price. He is awesome. He is on the smaller side, but I think it's totally worth it for just his features. He has some great features. I love the coating, too, how it goes from the beaker to the mouth to the chest, like he's drinking it. Really, really cool. And his overall details are great. He definitely looks more pro than I would expect. But yeah, overall, I love this guy. I think he is going to be a great addition to my laboratory section. But yeah, there he is, Dr. Illume. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.